Are you concerned your son has a gaming addiction? In this video, I'm going to show you the 9 questions you can ask to determine whether their gaming is a normal hobby, a risky activity, or a serious problem. And be sure to keep track of your answers as we go along, because at the end, I will share with you what your score means and also how to get help. If you're new here, my name is Adair and I'm the founder of GameQuitters.com. For the past decade, I've helped thousands of families turn their addicted gamers into functioning adults. So if you're new here, it's great to have you join us. And for returning subscribers, nice to see you again. Now let's dive right into question 1. Does the individual spend a lot of time thinking about games even when they're not playing, or planning when they can play next? In addiction, we call this preoccupation. This goes beyond simply enjoying just playing video games. You'll notice your child constantly thinking about games, even when they're not playing, almost like their mind is preoccupied. They might be watching gaming videos during meals, researching strategies during family time, or rushing through other activities just to get back to their games as quickly as possible. It's like they have a one-track mind. Their only priority seems to be to get back to their games. And the question they are constantly filtering their decisions through is, how will this affect my gaming time? Ask yourself, does your child seem genuinely present during family activities, or are they just going through the motions while their mind remains in the gaming world? Question 2. Does the individual feel restless, irritable, angry, bored, or sad when attempting to cut down or stop gaming, or when they're unable to play? In addiction, we call this withdrawal. It's your child's body and mind reacting to being cut off from something they've become dependent on. You might notice your child becoming anxious, restless, or irritated when they're away from their computer, even just for a few hours. Or even when they're not playing, now they're just glued to their phone. It's like they have this crushing sense of boredom where nothing else seems interesting or worth doing. You want to watch for mood changes when gaming time ends, or when they can't play. You might see them snapping at family members, feeling genuinely upset, or their mood completely tanking when forced to do other activities. It's like they need gaming just to feel normal. Now, the telltale sign is the contrast that you notice. So when they're gaming, they seem energetic and happy, but when they're not, they appear exhausted, irritable, and unmotivated for anything else. Ask yourself, does your child seem to need gaming just to feel okay? And do they struggle emotionally when it's not available? Question 3. Does the individual feel the need to play for increasing amounts of time, play more exciting games, or buy more powerful equipment to get the same amount of excitement they used to get? In addiction, we call this tolerance. Your child needs more and more gaming just to get the same amount of satisfaction they used to get from less time. You might notice this starting innocently enough with requests for better gaming equipment like a new mouse, headset, or monitor. But then requests increase in frequency and expense too, and are presented not as wants, but as critical needs. But it's not just needing new equipment, it's also about needing to play more and more hours. At first, gaming was just a normal activity they could enjoy for 30 minutes or an hour. But now it seems like even if they play for 6 hours, they still want more. No amount is ever enough. It's like their priorities to play have overridden priorities for any other aspect of their life. Ask yourself, is your child's desire for gaming equipment escalating in cost and frequency? Do they appear less satisfied with an amount of time they used to be content with? Question 4. Has the individual felt that they should play less, or were unable to cut back on the amount of time they spend playing video games? This is when you start seeing your child unable to stick to agreed upon time limits. You'll become familiar with phrases like, just 5 more minutes, I need to finish this match, or I'll do my homework later. But it's never just 5 more minutes. It becomes 5 more hours. This creates a frustrating cycle where your child makes sincere promises to cut back or to stay within limits, only to break those promises repeatedly. And this damages trust and strains your relationship. You might set a 1-hour limit only to find them still playing hours later, genuinely surprised when you point out how much time has passed. They might even argue they just started playing when confronted about extended sessions. You might also catch them sneaking their gaming at night when they're supposed to be sleeping. When your child has lost control over gaming, it's no longer a normal hobby. It's become a compulsive behavior. Ask yourself, does your child consistently break time agreements despite what appears to be genuine intentions to follow them? Question 5. Has the individual lost interest in or reduced participation in other recreational activities due to gaming? This isn't complete social isolation. It's strategic abandonment of activities and relationships that compete with gaming time. Pay attention to which relationships and activities your child is dropping, as there's often a revealing pattern. You might notice they've quit the soccer team they once loved, not because they dislike sports, but because Saturday matches conflict with their gaming schedule. They decline invitations from non-gaming friends while maintaining relationships exclusively with online peers. What's particularly concerning is the selectivity. They're not withdrawing from all social interaction. They're curating their world to prioritize gaming. They may argue they have plenty of friends, referring to online relationships while face-to-face relationships suffer. Watch for changes during family gatherings. They might become irritable, constantly check the time, or bring portable devices to events where they previously actually participated fully. Family traditions become unwelcome interruptions to their gaming time as well. Most telling is their emotional response when screen-free activities are suggested. Normal disinterest is passive, but this withdrawal often includes anxiety or panic at disconnecting from games or screens for extended periods. Ask yourself, is your child withdrawing from activities in real life while replacing them with more time online? Question 6. Has the individual continued to play a game even though they were aware of negative consequences, such as not getting enough sleep, reduced performance at school or work, or neglecting important responsibilities? This is where gaming addiction begins having serious consequences. You'll notice your child's grades dropping or even failing classes, and they neglect basic responsibilities and their hygiene. Sleep deprivation becomes severe from staying up all night gaming. Their physical health deteriorates and mental health worsens, yet they continue to play despite these problems. The key distinction here is the pattern, not an occasional slip-up. Are they experiencing a consistent downward trend across multiple areas of their life? School performance, relationships, health. But gaming time remains constant or is even increasing. What's particularly concerning is their awareness of these consequences combined with their inability to stop. They can see their grades failing, notice they're exhausted, recognize constant family conflict, but continue the game anyway. This creates a devastating cycle where the very activity causing their problems becomes their primary coping mechanism for dealing with these same problems. And I'll talk more about this in a minute. But ask yourself, is your child experiencing negative consequences in multiple areas of their life while continuing to prioritize gaming? Can they acknowledge these problems exist but seem unable to change their behavior? Question 7. Has the individual been deceptive or lied to family, friends, or others about how much they game? This represents a significant escalation. You might catch them playing late at night when they're supposed to be sleeping, or notice they've found ways around parental controls through alternative accounts, VPNs, or technical workarounds. What hurts as a parent is the deliberate nature of these deceptions. You may feel betrayed that gaming has become so important they're willing to sacrifice honesty and trust to maintain it. This isn't just impulsive behavior. It involves planning and sustained effort. Your child might claim to be doing homework while actually gaming in a minimized window, or forget to mention gaming at a friend's house when restricted at home. Also pay attention to school performance. You might receive notifications about incomplete assignments, or discover they've been gaming during class. Some even fake illness to stay home and game while parents work. These aren't simple white lies, but complex fabrications designed to protect gaming time at all costs. Ask yourself, has your child created patterns of deception around gaming habits? Do they seem more committed to protecting gaming time than maintaining trust? Question 8. Does the individual game to escape from personal problems or to relieve uncomfortable feelings such as guilt, anxiety, or depression? This is one of the most important signs to watch for, as it reveals a deeper psychological shift happening beneath the surface. Your child may have started gaming because it was an enjoyable social or challenging activity, but addiction takes hold when gaming becomes primarily about escaping negative emotions, avoiding real-life problems, and seeking relief rather than enjoyment, and using games as their primary coping mechanism for any discomfort. Once addiction develops, your child isn't playing because games are fun anymore. They're playing to escape from the very problems being created by gaming in the first place. As gaming increases, so do their life problems, creating more stress, more anxiety, and more feelings of failure. And their solution to these negative feelings is more gaming. And the worse their life becomes, the more they need to escape in the games. This vicious cycle explains why simply removing games often fails. From their perspective, you're taking away their only coping mechanism for a life that's falling apart. And as a parent, seeing them more distressed is difficult, so you often give in out of concern for their safety. Ask yourself, has your child's gaming shifted from seeking enjoyment to seeking escape? Do they seem to be playing more but enjoying it less? Question 9. Has the individual risked or lost significant relationships, job, educational, or career opportunities because of gaming? This is when gaming behavior continues despite clear, severe negative outcomes. Your child continues playing despite grades dropping or failing classes. They continue despite struggling to gain employment or losing jobs. They continue despite increased family conflict and damaged relationships. They continue despite physical health problems like significant weight changes. They continue despite worsening mental health and increased anxiety and depression. What this one reveals is how addiction becomes self-sustaining, overriding your child's natural decision-making process. At this stage, they've not only lost control, but because gaming has become their highest priority, they can't even see the damage it's causing. And when gaming becomes the only thing they truly value, everything else becomes expendable. Their education doesn't matter. Their relationships that are the most important thing in their life don't matter. Their physical and mental health don't matter. Their future career doesn't matter. All of these get sacrificed to maintain gaming time. This pattern can persist for months or even years, with each loss making them retreat further into gaming rather than motivating change. Ask yourself, has your child continued gaming despite losing significant opportunities or relationships? Do they seem unable to recognize or prioritize the real consequences of their gaming behavior? So now I want you to total up your score. How many questions did you answer yes to? And now here's what they mean. If you answered yes to 1 or 2 questions, their gaming is probably just a casual normal activity. As long as they keep it under control, it doesn't have to be a bad thing. If you answered yes to 3 or 4 questions, their gaming is in a risk category and it's beginning to impact different areas of their life. And there are specific steps you want to take before it gets worse. Now, if you answered yes to 5 or more questions, their gaming is most likely a problem, and it can be at a very serious stage. The time to act is now, before it gets worse and becomes a vicious cycle. Now, I want you to know there's hope. So let me tell you a quick story about a mother named Shauna. Shauna answered yes to all 9 of these questions. At the time, her son was 26 years old and gaming 10 to 15 hours a day. He was completely depressed, struggled with low self-esteem, and had no motivation to work. Desperate for help, she tried therapy, but that didn't work either. She knew her son needed help, but she didn't know how to help him. That's when she booked a call with me. On the call, I'll never forget what she said. My son desperately needs help, but he will never agree to speak with you. Honestly, it's the same thing I hear from parents all the time. So I shared with her my 3-step approach that I've developed over the past 10 years of working with thousands of families. And within 3 weeks, her son decided to work with me himself. And since working together, his progress has been incredible. He's no longer gaming excessively, found his first relationship in 8 years, and discovered new passions for DJing and boxing. He even traveled to Asia for 12 months on his own. Here's a picture of us together. Instead of gaming all day, being unemployed in his mom's basement, he's become his own man, independent on his own 2 feet, and for me it's been such a joy to watch. His transformation began when his mom had the courage to reach out for help. So if you want to learn this new 3-step approach to fixing gaming issues so your son can rebalance his life, then click the link in the description. In that video, I will share with you why traditional methods like nagging, negotiating, and therapy don't work, how none of this is your fault as a parent. And I will also share with you what the root cause of gaming denial is and what to do about it. Remember, you're not alone in this struggle, and with the right approach, your son can absolutely find balance again and thrive in his life. And if you want to learn why your gamer won't admit they have a gaming addiction, even when they have one, watch this video on your screen now, and I'll see you there.